Remember, these are only $50. What's up guys, Tony Hannity's here from Lazy Tech TV, and today we're going to take a look at the HyperX Cloud Stingers. These are the $50 pair of headphones for gaming, the ultimate pair of headphones for gaming if you only have $50. So, are they any good? Now, I already did an unboxing and you can take a look at that in the link description below. I wouldn't recommend that it was a bad video. Unless you want to see how bad it was, then go check it out. I've been using these for about 2 weeks now. Both my son and I have tried them out. You know, he's obviously a little smaller, tinier head, and I have a huge, big head. Doesn't correlate to brain size, but I have, you know, just kind of seeing the difference if it translates between, you know, children to, you know, young adults to people of my age. And well, what we found out was it's not bad for 50 bucks. Again, this is a pair of headphones for $50 that is for the casual gamer that wants to kind of step into the more competitive gaming realm, if you will, without breaking the bank. So right off the bat, this is all plastic. It's got a metal band. Depending on the size of your melon, this will form factor to pretty much any size. But the biggest concern wasn't the band itself. I mean, you've got a cushion down here, which is nice for comfortability on top of your noggin. But the fact that this happens a lot and it pinches, and even after using it for the past 2 weeks, you would think that it would form factor a little bit much so it wouldn't pinch so much to my head, and it still pinches my head. Now, this is a bad example, but you have to believe me here when I say this. It is very important to find a pair of headphones that is universal, including for those that use glasses. These with glasses, they're fine right now, but if I continue playing Gears of War, Forza, or whatever it is that I'm doing, watching Netflix on the Xbox, this is going to start to hurt. And it's not just around the ears, it's around the temples because of these darn glasses arms. One solution would be to, you know, bend it the opposite way, but the reason why I would avoid that is because, well, this is all plastic, like really inexpensive plastic. You know how there's different gradients of plastic, like really inexpensive, cheapo, not the best plastic, and then, you know, decent plastic that almost looks metallic or, you know, aluminum, and I'm gonna say it that way. This is on the lower end of it, which is why it's $50, so I get that, but I wouldn't try to bend it the other way to avoid it from pinching your head. The other concern is this. This is a nice touch. You know, if you are going from place to place, you want to move it and you want to put it in transportation and you want to protect it, being able to rotate the cans or the earmuffs or whatever you want to call them, it was nice for, you know, portability purposes. But it's really loose. Like, I'm afraid that one day I'm going to pull it out of my bag and then twist it, and it's just going to twist off and fly off the handle, so to speak. So that's a little bit disconcerting. But the actual earmuffs themselves are fairly comfortable before it starts to pinch. Depending on the size of your ear, at least my ears, these cover the whole ear, like they go around it. My ear, on some of them, like these are some Noontech headphones. These are really small, so my ear will be inside the can, if you will, but then also on the actual ear muff itself. These are big enough so they fit right around my ear for noise canceling, so I don't hear other noises outside when, you know, the kids are doing their homework or whatever else. That is really cool because I get very immersed into the game, movie, whatever it is I'm doing with the console or using it on my cell phone. And it's memory foam. So it's HyperX's, Kingston's own memory foam. It's really nice. It tastes good. I don't know how it tastes, but it's really nice. It feels good. It just, once again, it's that pinching thing that kind of takes me out of me really liking these pair of headphones. And as you saw there, it just flops. Now on the right side, you have a volume control, so you don't have to necessarily use your volume control on your computer or on your Xbox, PlayStation 4, whatever. You can control the volume of the audio from this slider right here. And then on the left side is going to be your microphone. Now some headsets allow you to change the mic to be on your left or right side. This is always going to be on your left hand side. Now the microphone itself is on a very flexible boom. Out, toward you, up, down. Now if you want to mute yourself, all you have to do with the headset is raise the mic, and then you can say all the stuff you want to say about your best friend, but he doesn't hear you. Here's the problem that I have with this. You have a controller, you're in the midst of trying to kill the Lich King, and you want to say something to somebody, and you got to let go of your left analog stick or your AWDS. You know, you got to let go of that to lower the mic or to raise it. And that action of removing your left hand from whatever it is that you're doing can be the difference between life and death in the game. Or if you have something like the Xbox One, or you're connecting it to your computer, or I'm sure PlayStation has it as well too, use the mute button on the controller. If you have that audio converter, which you should, any gamer should have it, use that, because then you can just control it all from the actual control itself, and then you still have full control of the game. I don't know why I keep doing this, but yes, you still have full control of the game. The wire seems kind of cheap. It's not one of those tangle-free wires. I like the tangle-free wires, but the problem with those are, and the Xbox One, official Xbox One stereo headset, that's actually $60 if I'm not mistaken, that has a tangle-free wire. It's really thin, hence very fragile. This is thicker, arguably, but it's also kind of cheapy in its own right. And going back to the first thing I had said, this is $50. I am not going to expect A40s or A50s style of hardware, and I get that, but there are just a few drawbacks when you go cheap, so to speak, with this kind of hardware. And one of them is El Cheapo wire, and this wire is not detachable, so it's always going to stay here, which could be a good or a bad thing. The bad thing about it is that if this wire starts to fray for whatever reason, you got to replace the whole thing. If you had a wire like this, which you can disconnect from the actual headset, if this wire starts to fray, you just buy a new wire. And the last thing I want to say about the wire, the plug. This plug going into the controller or even the phone. When I plug it into the phone, it's fine. But if you start to turn the, I don't know what you want to call it, headset head, this part. When you start to turn it, I hear crackling, and it goes in and out. So if I'm listening to music, or like my Daily Tech News show from Tom Merritt, and I do this, the audio goes in and out, and sometimes I hear actual crackling. I'm no sound engineer. I actually don't even know how that magic works, but I know, because I've had this instance with other inexpensive wires, whatever is in here is super cheap, and that's causing it to crackle if you bump it or if you turn it. So you just have to be aware of that while you're playing. And if you're one of those people that are really hardcore and you're pulling on the cable and everything, you might start hearing crackling noises, and that's what that is. But the last thing, this is not all bad. The last thing is actually very, very important, and that is this is cross-platform. This has compatibility not only with Xbox One, PS4, mobile, and PC, but also if you use some of those chat protocols like Discord and TeamSpeak, and Skype and things of that nature as well too. So why that's important, there are certain headsets out there that only do one of those things, and now you can buy a very inexpensive one that does all of the things. And in this time of holidays expenditures, and you possibly need to buy multiple of these headsets for your kids, family, yourself, whoever, you want one that is multi-purpose, and this supports that multi-purpose function. Would I recommend these? I don't know. And I say I don't know because of this. In the world of gaming headsets, there are a myriad of different options. And after doing a little bit of research, one of the major companies that compete with HyperX is going to be Turtle Beach. And they have one called the Turtle Beach Ear Force Recon 50P. It just flows off the tongue. Those MSRP for around $40, so $10 cheaper than this. It has a detachable microphone, has an inline volume and mute functionality. It also has the ability for you to use this cross-platform. So aside from the detachable microphone, that is very much in line in regards to feature set of what you'll get from the Cloud Stinger. And you're saving $10. And the ones from Turtle Beach come in at least 3 to 4 different colors, including blue. These are just black with red accent. So you're kind of stuck with that. If you want to buy multiple of this for the same household, you have to put some sort of name tag on them so they wouldn't be confused. I say I don't know, and that's because I haven't tried out the Turtle Beach ones, but just purely off of specifications, I would definitely take a look at the Turtle Beach. Now, the beautiful thing about retail, if you purchase retail, is the fact that you can try them after you buy them. So multiple places will have some sort of return policy. And now I know this is not something that you should rest your laurels on, obviously. You usually want the first time buy to be the only time buy. But I guess if you want to compare between the Turtle Beach and these, you as the viewer can go ahead and do that yourselves. For me, I'm going to go ahead and say try them. Like if this was a show where I would say don't buy it, try it, or definitely buy it, this would be a product where I would say just try it out. And there are some places where you can try them before you actually buy them. There are demos at Best Buy and things like that. And maybe someone at the GameStop will you take it out of the packaging before you slap down 50 bucks. And definitely check out the Turtle Beach ones as well too. And again, those are the Recon's 50Ps, and I'll put that link in the description below so you can kind of compare and contrast the two. But anyways, yeah. These were good. They weren't great. $50, but then there's the other thing for $40. So I hope that makes up some of your minds. Otherwise, if you have any questions or comments, please leave that in the section below. Make sure you're following us here on YouTube. Thumbs up this video, like our channel, and also we are on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, Lazy Tech TV. If you want to follow me directly, I have my links in the description below. Again, I mean, everything is down there. Not down here, but down here. And yeah, I hope to see you guys soon. Like.